Good morning. It's a nice early on a Saturday morning, May 29th. I'm Mark Geron. I'm a park/area technician with the Ministry of Natural Resources here in Timmins. And today we're out looking at the program Trees for Canada. The reason we're here at the provincial park sign right now is the boys have been in the park last night camping. It was a chilly evening. I went down probably to 0, -1, somewhere around that area. And we're going to go see how the boys are doing before they head off to go plant trees for Trees for Canada. Another reason that we're here at the park sign is that this year is the 100th anniversary of provincial parks. So the people here at the park will be celebrating all year long of the park centennial, the 100th anniversary, and that was starting with Algonquin Provincial Park, was established 100 years ago. So hopefully today we'll warm up a little bit, and we'll have a gorgeous day for planting. The sun is out, but it is definitely a cool wind. So let's go and see how the boys are doing and how they survive their night before they head off to go plant trees today. Let's go. The day starts with Ralph Jenkins, the Porcupine District Commissioner, with a ceremony and a horseshoe. Can you tell us more about that, please, Ralph?
We're having the opening ceremonies at this point. At the beginning of all our days, we have flag break, and because we're in the country of Canada, we have the Canadian flag flying with Scouts Canada flag right underneath it. The morning devotions are also said, which is our spiritual time of reflection to start us off on the right foot on the day. We also give out the guidelines and instructions for everybody for the rest of the camping trip, and we're also going over the inspection that we had earlier just before we had the flag break. All the tents and sites were inspected for cleanliness and organization skills.
Okay, well, it sounds like you have quite a nice setup here, Ralph. Maybe you can just tell us a little bit more about the Trees for Canada program nationally and how that's evolved and how your group fits into this.
Since 1972, Scouts Canada nationally has been planting over 40 million trees, and locally we've been nearly planting 100,000 trees. This weekend we're going to be planting 7,400 trees of various species. We're spending the full weekend, or the Scouts will be spending the full weekend out here camping, and then we get the younger age level, the beavers, and comes out just for the day itself. And then we'll have lunch for them after they finish planting the trees.
Well, that's super, Ralph. That's very impressive. 40 million trees that the Scouts have planted across Canada. That's a great number. Okay, so I guess it's off to the site. Okay. We shall go see how they're getting along.
Okay.
Okay, good morning. We're here now with Matt Hollins. He's a forester with the Ministry of Natural Resources, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the site and what we've done here to prepare the site for the planting. So I'll leave it with you, Matt.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Mark. This is a 1-hectare clear-cut site in Macklem Township, as Mark described. It was cut in 1991 using chainsaws, and skidders were used to pull the wood to roadside. In the winter of 1992, it was shear-bladed with bulldozers to create the furrows we see and to remove the brush from the site so the trees could be planted easier. We'll be planting jack pine, and the jack pine is well suited to this site because it's a sandy soil, well drained, and the jack pine performs quite well on these sites. I'll hand it over now to Rob Grant to explain how these trees will be planted.
Okay, we're here with Rob Grant. He's a senior area technician for the Porcupine area, and he's going to be explaining and getting the guys started. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, the first thing I'd like to say is we did a quality check of last year's plant, and unfortunately it didn't turn out too good. Most of the problems was close planting. So in this area here, try to make sure you put your planted trees approximately 1.8 meters apart. That's about 8 feet. That should be roughly 2 lengths of your shovel. And to get the distance for your shovel, when you go forward, you planted a tree here, put your shovel down like that, just walk forward, stand in front of your shovel, plant in front of your feet. That'll give you the approximate distance. Now to plant the trees, here we're going to use a L cut. One goes straight down, one comes in from the side. Press your shovel down, twist it, put the tree in, tree's planted, press on both sides, there's your tree. The other thing, when you take your trees out of the trays, put them in your bucket sideways. This will stop your trees' tops from getting broken. And they're easier to grab. You can grab them right out by the paper pot. If you have them up straight, you may end up breaking the tops off. Also, when you're planting, make sure this little paper pot is completely covered by ground and dirt. Because if it doesn't, what happens is the sun dries this out, and the moisture in the bottom comes up through the top and evaporates, and then your tree roots will be dry. Okay? Now, what I'd like to have happen is here is I'd like to have the leaders, instead of doing any planting, check how your cubs are doing, or beavers are doing, making sure they're planting properly, just going through your group, rather than doing any actual planting yourself, making sure the area is covered. Okay? If you have any problems, give me a shout and I'll come on over, get you started. Right now, I'd like you just to line up in front of the corridors, right along the road, shovels and pails and trees, and we'll start you off that way, and we'll go straight in en masse, one big group. Okay? Everybody grab a shovel and a pail.
Can we get them in their club?
We'll have to see how many we got.
Come back to me. Wow, hang on. You can get a bear too? Okay, everybody got the leader around? Oh, you're up here.
Maybe right here would be a better spot, right in here. See, there's a nice soil right there. Can I ask you guys what your names are?
Steven Brownhill.
Yeah, and how about you?
Brett May.
Yeah, have you guys done this before?
Yeah. Yeah.
When last year?
I've done it for the last 3 or 4 years.
3 or 4 years, eh? Yeah? Are you enjoying yourselves?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, go ahead and plant away there, guys.
Steven, you're on TV.
As if I don't know it. You can help that? Can you try that?
Good, you guys are doing a good job. Just make sure that you press this right down in there deep, get the bottom right in there, and then press it down. That's it, and then a good stamp on both sides with your foot. There you go. Super job. Good. Put your tree in there. Okay, guys, let me just take a look to see how you're doing here. Looks like you've done a really good job. You've made your L cut very nice, and the tree might be just a little deep. You want the paper to be just underneath. Can I ask your names?
Sean.
Sean?
And Mikhail.
Mikhail?
Dan Roy.
Dan? Have you guys tree planted with Trees for Canada before?
Yeah.
Yeah? When?
Last year.
Yeah? Are you having fun?
Yeah. Yeah.
I see you seem to have lost your woggle here.
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you getting warm out here now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you having fun?
Yeah.
Good. Well, I don't want to slow down production here, guys. Go ahead. Can I give you guys a hand here?
This has happened twice. It never goes.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Look down here now.
So you put it in like this, and if you turn it, the shovel sideways itself. Oh, there's a stick there. That's go ahead, right into there.
Put one right on the edge here.
As long as you get the paper underneath,
All right.
down, and make sure you put a step on each side, eh?
Right here.
Time there.
Okay.
Well,
There you go. Measure away.
One.
we're going into them. See?
One and two. Right here.
Great. Before you guys start this one, can I just ask you a couple of questions?
Okay.
Okay. What's your name?
Sean. Greg.
Sean?
Yeah.
I think we've had lots of Seans today. How about you? Come on over here. What's your name?
Nicholas Winary.
Yeah. Have you done this before, Nicholas?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you having fun?
Yeah.
Think you're going to be planting lots of trees today?
I guess so.
Yeah. How about you? How many trees have you planted so far?
Oh, I don't know.
5, 10?
Well, I don't know.
Okay. Well, keep up the good job. Go ahead and plant away there, and I'll help you out if I can.
Oh yeah, this one's good. Good spot.
No, that's okay. It'll be all right. Just pull it up a little bit more.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Okay, there you go. Step and step. Super job, guys. Super job. Another part of Trees for Canada is the lunch that the different groups provide each year. This year we're having hot dogs and cold drinks. Sometimes we even have hot chocolate, and depending on the year, depending on the weather. This year we have such a gorgeous day that the boys need something cold to drink, so they have juice. Another thing that we do every year, or at least have for the last few years, is get a group shot. This is really useful to us later when we can do displays with them, and we can also count the number of people that were involved. And when we look at the different pictures and looking at this group now, you can see that there's quite a few people involved in the successful completion of Trees for Canada. Well, Trees for Canada has been another great success this year, and I'm just looking at the quality of the trees here right now, and these trees look like they've been planted really good. I'm really pleased that the Scouts have done another good job this year. I'm just going to look at some more trees, and then that's it for me for the day. Thanks for watching.
Hi, welcome to Kettle Lakes Provincial Park, one of our many provincial parks in Ontario. I'm Natalie Cameron and I work here at Kettle Lakes Provincial Park in the Visitor Services Department. My job is to make you, the visitor, feel welcome in our park. Our park is situated on Highway 67, 34 kilometers from Timmins and 32 kilometers from Iroquois Falls. It's approximately 1,200 hectares in size and contains 22 lakes, 20 which are Kettle Lakes and 2 which are not and run into the Frederick House River. We're coming to the gate now, and this is the first place you're going to see when you come into our park. A friendly member of the gate staff is here to assist you, to help you find the best campsite that suits your needs and gives you maps and info about the park and makes you feel welcome. Our park is open on a self-serve basis between the second week of May till the second week of June, and then again on a self-serve basis second week of August till the first week in October. Full service begins around the second week of June and goes till the second week of August. This is the Pines Campground. It contains 49 non-electrical sites and is fully accessible to persons with special needs. It is situated on Bullfrog Lake. Let's look at the lake down here. There's actually an interesting story about this lake. In the late 1940s, the Ontario Department of Highways had this as a rest stop, and there were campgrounds and picnic areas designed for overnight stays. In the mid-1950s, the Lands and Forest Department, now the Ministry of Natural Resources, took it over and established it as a zone for a provincial park. In 1956, work began to build campsites and picnic areas. And finally in 1957, there was an office and a warehouse built, and finally the park opened to our visitors, and it became Kettle Lakes Provincial Park. Here we are at Island Lake Campground. This is our second and largest campground. It has 33 non-electrical campsites and 83 electrical campsites. It's equipped with laundry and shower facilities and is also fully accessible to persons with special needs. I really enjoy coming out here in the evenings, walking through the campground, because I can hear the sounds of the loons and the frogs coming off the lake. It's really beautiful. Here we are at Slab Lake. This is our largest day use area. Our visitors enjoy the barbecue pits, the playground, the sandy beach, and the cool, clear lake. The park receives its names from the many kettle lakes within its boundaries. The Kettle Lakes were formed when the Wisconsin Glacier retreated from the area many years ago. All the sand, boulders, and gravel which were deposited in the ice-covered huge ice blocks as the glacier melted. When these ice blocks melted, the overlying sands fell into the depressions left by the ice blocks, forming the Kettle Lakes. Here I am now on the Osceowaka Trail. Osceowaka meaning sandy ridge, which is what we're standing on right now. Osceowaka is one of the 3 main interpretive trails in the park, the other 2 being the Kettle Trail, which is situated on Kettle Lake, and the Tamarack Trail, which winds through beautiful tamarack stands. On these trails you're likely to encounter jack pine, white spruce, and poplar. You'll also be able to find ferns, as well as blueberries. Also, on these trails, some people have encountered moose, deer, as well as many birds. A lot of campers have commented on our beautiful trails. What I'm sitting on here is called an erratic. Similar to the Kettle Lakes, which were formed by the glaciers retreating from the area, these large rocks were deposited by the glaciers. They are scattered all over in the park. I find these very fascinating because of the lichen and the moss that grows on them. As you walk through the park, you may be able to find some that even have grass and even trees growing on them. For your convenience, we have here the concession area. If you look behind me, you'll see the bulletin board. Here we post the many activities that go on during the week and weekend at Slab Lake, the amphitheater, and the fire circle. Also, we have a store here in the park. They offer many conveniences such as ice, firewood, and groceries. Oh yeah, we even have a recycling program here in the park. Here we are at the amphitheater. This is a great meeting place for our many VS programs that go throughout the year. Some of the highlights include edible wilds presentations, outdoor cooking workshops, as well as our famous rum and spirits hike. Over here we have the traditional fire circle. Here we host many sing-alongs, stories, as well as bannock making. The children, as well as the families, really enjoy the campfires here.
They're cute, huh? This is a picture of Georgie, my adorable grandson. He's the smartest fox ever. Takes after me, of course. And here's a picture of Lisa. She's married to Bubba. You know, the one from the prison? And they've had 2 litters so far. There's Alicia, Anna, and Albert.
Stop! Stop! I have heard enough. I swear you must have shown me all the animals in this bio in your picture 30 times at least. Well, you know, we're old now. And when you get old, your teeth fall out and salmon turns to salmon pate.
What a shame. Boy, I sure wish I was young again and could walk without limping.
How did you become lame anyway? You never did tell me that story.
Well, it's kind of a long story.
Oh, do tell.
Well, my brother dared me to raid the chicken coop.
If you have any questions about the park, please contact our Timmins District Ministry of Natural Resources office or the park during the operating season. I hope you've enjoyed your tour of Kettle Lakes Provincial Park. I know I did. And we hope to see you out here sometime.
Spring, started with fish stocking. 2 weeks later, they were putting out fires. The next week, they were planting trees. Everybody did it. That was great, operational. I underline that word, integrated resource management. We had a team there that understood what the broader job was and what all the parts of it were to make the whole. 1973, rightly or wrongly, we can debate that, and we tore that asunder.